She'll be
trouble.
she'll be
Good.
good.
A call out
Yeah.
to Sungmin, who's not here. Cat April.
Karine,
Yes.
I have two topics. One, Marilyn Mosby. We understand that the application for pardon has been delivered and accepted by the White House as well as Justice. What's the movement? What is the president's thinking? What is he expected to do on this?
So I want to, and April, I appreciate the question. I know we went back and forth on this last week. Certainly appreciate the question. I have to be really careful from this podium not to talk about individual pardon requests. It is inappropriate for me to do so. And so I need to be really mindful. DOJ, and I said this to you last time, employs a thorough and deliberative process. We've got to let them do that process. And so that is certainly, that particular question has to go to DOJ from this lectern at this podium. I cannot speak to individual cases and want to be super mindful. And we never have. We never have over the last 3 years.
Other presidents have, but that's okay.
But that's what I'm saying. We have it. We have it because we want to respect that process.
So, follow up on that topic. Has the president gotten any communication personally from organizations like the NAACP, Win with Women, some of the organizations that have written letters to the president about this case? Because you've got the majority of the civil rights community, a lot of large organizations, black organizations, are really on the side of a pardon for her. Does he know about it? Has he talked to anyone specifically on it?
So I have not spoken to the president directly about it. I know the letters that you're speaking of. I know we get letters all the time, right? Obviously, in supporting an agenda. So obviously those letters have come through. I just haven't spoken to the president directly about this. And I want to be careful, right? We do not want to speak about individual cases. We believe it's inappropriate. We want to be really, really mindful
And
here.
lastly on this topic then.
Yeah.
On this topic.
On this topic?
On this topic.
Oh, we
right,
continue.
Okay. The 23rd is sentencing. Could it be realistic that everyone's waiting for the 23rd and then they will think about acting?
I can't. I want to be really mindful. I appreciate your efforts. I appreciate. I know clearly. And I appreciate your effort. I just cannot comment on individual cases here.
And lastly, on the next topic.
Oh, I thought this was the last one.
No, I said two when we started.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, at the beginning of the briefing, you talked about the commitment to policing, and for the last few years, particularly when then candidate Biden was talking about holding police officers accountable when the George Floyd death happened. We all remember that. Now there is another call yet again from the mothers of the movement who are meeting with the members of the Congressional Black Caucus right now looking for action, particularly in the wake of what happened in Florida recently with the black man shot by police who was in the military. Wrong person, wrong place. What are the thoughts of this White House about the push for police reform as you support police, accountability and civil rights at the same time?
Yeah, and our hearts go out to anyone who lost a child. It is under any circumstances. It is heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking, and our heart goes out to the families who've lost loved ones in police shootings. And you've heard that from this administration. You've heard that from this president. As you know, the president signed an executive order to hold federal law enforcement to the highest standards, and he believes that officers should be held to those standards. President Biden has been clear about his commitment to doing everything he can to make our communities safer, including by advancing effective, accountable policing. The vast majority of Americans want the same thing too. They want trust, they want safety, and they want accountability. That's why the president has pushed Congress to pass the George Floyd Justice for Policing Act and signed an executive order to make federal policing the gold standard of effectiveness and accountability. Let's not forget, when Congress could not get this done, the president took action and did that executive order. So we can't forget that. Like, he is going to continue to push Congress, but he took action himself on the federal level of what he can do from here. And so he also continues to believe that we need to build a lasting trust between law enforcement and the communities that they are sworn to serve and protect. And so we're going to continue to encourage Congress to move forward with this.
Is this the time to do it, to lean in during a political election cycle? Is this the time for the president to lean in?
Look, I'm not going to, this is not about a political cycle for this president. He's been leaning into this for 3 years, right? We talked about the crises. The president talked about 4 crises when he walked into this administration. One of them had to do with racial inequality. And from the beginning, he has pushed for Congress to move forward for the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. It didn't move forward, and he acted. And he acted some time ago and moved forward with an executive order. And we're going to continue to push for that. It has nothing to do with politics. It has everything to do with this being the right thing to do.
When White House blamed Tim Scott for holding it up?
Oh, I'm not going to get into the blame game here because I don't even know where the process is. We believe that Congress should move forward in getting this done in a bipartisan way. There's no reason why it shouldn't. Good.
Thank you. What are the next